Hello again and welcome to another episode of the Franchise Everything podcast, where we talk about everything and anything franchising. And today, you might be able to hear by the background, we're at the Melbourne Franchising and Business Opportunities Expo. We're doing a very different live podcast setup here, and we're joined by Clayton Treloar in this one, who is the CEO of MBE Australia and a master licensee.
G'day, Glenn. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Very
Great.
good. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about the MBE franchise business model in this one, and I think it's one brand that people go, what does MBE do?
Yes.
So let's kick off with what MBE does.
Mailboxes, etc. I know people are like, do you guys sell mailboxes? No,
Yeah.
It started back in the 80s in the US, and it went up against the US Postal Service as an alternative to a post office.
Yep.
But we've sort of morphed over the years into a business service centre, offering multiple opportunities for franchisees to bring in revenue from your printing to your graphic design, shipping, packing, and the mailboxes is a very unique business model where we can offer a business address without having a post office,
Which is more and more crucial today, probably, with more business operating from home.
So since COVID hit, a lot of people have obviously gone back out of the offices and have gone working from their homes, and they don't want to give out their home address for personal and privacy reasons. So they don't generally want a PO box address either on their business cards or their websites because it doesn't look as professional. So they want to have an actual street address. So they come to any of the 40 MBEs across the country, depending on where they live, and can get an actual street address.
So MBE, so you've got 40 in Australia. What's the size of the brand? Because you said the US and everything as well. What's the size of the brand around the world?
Yeah, so back about 10 years ago, it was bought out by a company based in Italy, and all 5,000 MBE stores in America turned into the UPS brand. So they're a sister company. They're called the UPS stores. But in Italy, there's about 500 locations just in Italy alone. And then all across Europe, we're in 45 countries, and we've got about 3,000 locations worldwide.
Okay, it's bigger than I thought it was, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, much big. So you're running Australia. There's 40 locations in Australia, mainly CBD based. What sort of locations are you?
Yeah, no, suburban CBD. We've got Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Perth. We're all through that. We've been here for 30 years, which is another great accolade of ours. Canberra franchisees have been there for almost 30 years.
Wow.
The same franchisees in the same location in Canberra.
Still sticking with it, still going strong.
Yeah.
So what do the franchise owners do? So what sort of services does an MBE franchisee offer to the marketplace? I mean, because this is important from the business model perspective because it kicks into revenue streams.
Absolutely.
So what are they doing?
So the bulk of what we do is printing, and there's very good margins in printing, which is why they stick to the printing side. So business cards, banners, posters, flyers, brochures, everything that a small business might need. Then we have our pack and ship service. So we don't tend to take anything too fragile or too difficult. We send those to Pack and Send, which is a sister company of ours. And then we've got the mailbox revenue.
So you know your space, don't you?
Yeah.
So getting outside that creates problems otherwise?
Yeah. Very much B2B as well, more so than B2C. So our customers are lawyers, architects, accountants, schools, TAFEs, universities, that kind of thing. So it's all B2B. Big thing that attracted me to the business in the first place back in 2013 was it was Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. I didn't want to work that 7-day week anymore.
And were you originally a franchisee?
I was.
You originally ran a business yourself?
Good old WA.
Yeah.
I had the only store in Perth and ran that store for about 6 years, and then was approached by the directors of the company and bought into the business and became the franchisor.
So it's like what was that shaving business? Was it Remington? I loved it so much I bought the company. Is that the one?
That's pretty much it.
Remember
yes.
that? Excellent. So how long? So when did you do that? What was the time frame of that?
Started in 2013, so it's just been 10 years I've been with the brand, and I think about 2 years into the business, I put on the CEO hat, wore 2 hats for a while, and then sold my franchise just before COVID to a new franchisee who's still got it to this day and has taken it from strength to strength.
So you said that the business predominantly, I'm interested in what the franchisee services they're offering to those schools, lawyers, dentists, all that sort of stuff. You said they still do a lot of printing.
Yes.
So, you would have thought that the printing was diminishing in the marketplace.
Yes.
Is that a misnomer or what?
Absolutely. And also a lot of those big offset printers that you hear about, often a lot of those have gone out of business because their big printers are like the size of 2 trucks put together.
They're doing massive runs of magazines and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So our printers have evolved over the years, where they pretty much do everything. So a lot of what we do are booklets, training manuals, brochures, and everything can be done in-house on the printer itself, where it prints it, collates it, staples it, trims it, puts it in a book, and spits it out the other end, and we don't have to do much.
So what about design and stuff there? Do you get involved in design at all? Do people bring designs to you?
Yeah, look, I'd say majority of our franchisees have a graphic designer working with them. Those that don't can just outsource graphic design. Some people want to get involved in that, others are not too keen on it. But yeah, most of the stores have a qualified graphic designer in the business.
Okay. So with expansion, you're looking at expanding and growing the business. Obviously, you had 40 locations in Australia. What is the ideal type of person? And that rolls into your training program. I mean, what sort of person is an ideal MBE franchise partner that you see? Because you've had some long-term ones.
We have.
So is there any key characteristics that you see?
Yeah, look, somebody that's quite entrepreneurial thinking, somebody that maybe has run a business in the past, and we've got franchisees that have come on board that haven't run a business and they've followed our program. We've got about an 8-week training program, and it's pretty intense. Some of it's online, face-to-face, in-store. Just somebody that's willing to get out there and network and meet people in the area. If you're buying a business to sort of sit back and wait for the phone to ring, that's not going to work. You need to really be active and get out in the community and meet your local other business owners, because all the business owners in the area need your services.
So can you tell me a little bit more about the B2B aspect? Because I know it's a B2B, and I know that's a key thing that you and I we've known each other for years, and you're talking about the joy of having a B2B focused business. And you mentioned Pack and Send as well. There's several others around the place. What are the benefits of that compared to what would be a normal business? Like if someone had a cafe or food retail and that sort of stuff. And you always talk about the strengths as you see it for B2B.
I would say a big thing is location. So back in the day, we were on the high streets, paying the high rent, waiting for the traffic to come in the door. We don't need that anymore. Most of our business B2B customers, half of them we've never actually met.
Wow.
It's all online. Everything's online now.
It just gets posted to them or something?
Yeah, we just courier it out to them. A lot of big businesses are not. They're too busy to come and shop. They're too busy to go to an Officeworks and line up for an hour and get something printed. So
I know it very well in preparing for expos.
Yes, they'll email us the file. We'll print it. We'll ship it to them, and they don't have to do anything. So that's where it comes. And the other thing about B2B is, your average sale is quite high. So if you have a customer walk in off the street and spend $2, that's fine. We'll help them, but they're obviously not our ideal customer. So our ideal customer is somebody that wants to buy 10,000 brochures instead of 200. B2B is very much all about volume and turnover.
Okay, and what's a day in the life of a franchisee? So a typical franchise owner, to give people an idea, what does a day in the life look like for them?
Good question. So you would come in, you'd open up your business at 9 o'clock or whatever it might be. The postie comes in with the mail. You put the mail in the letterboxes. Couriers come and go all day long, so you're signing for parcels, and then you've got a printer running behind you printing 10,000 brochures. And it's just go, go, go. The day goes so quick, but come Friday afternoon, you can put your feet up and pretty much relax.
So no weekend work.
Have the weekend off.
Do any of them trade in weekend, any of your guys?
None of them.
No.
You can. I mean, they can on a Saturday if they choose to.
If they've got extra jobs and stuff like that as well too.
Yeah.
Overflow or something from the week.
Yep.
Yeah. So what does the future look like? So what are you seeing there? Are you seeing much change from a technology perspective? What from a tech perspective in your business?
We are. When COVID hit, we had to act pretty quick with the mailbox business. So we designed and rolled out an app.
Yep.
So you can actually have a mailbox with one of our MBE stores, an address with us as your mail. And a lot of people don't get mail much these days, so they just want it for that physical business address. But when mail comes in, there's a photo taken of the envelope. It comes through to your app. You click on, you either want to come and pick it up, you trash it, or you want it opened and scanned. So everything can be done quite automated, where you don't even have to physically come in and check them, the old fashioned.
Yeah, because that's what I pictured.
No.
There's a panel of boxes out there.
Oh, look, we've got 200 or 300 boxes in our store, but we might only have 100 of them taken.
Yeah.
Then we might have another 200 virtual ones, addresses. So they don't actually want a box.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about the future of expansion? So where are you looking? Where are your key growth states or sort of areas that you're targeting, looking for franchise partners?
Look, Victoria is one of them. Obviously, we're here in sunny Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Always.
sunny 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Victoria. So what we've obviously mapped out our territories of where we want to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Melbourne, sort of the western area of Melbourne, northern Melbourne. Same with Sydney. We've got some sort of areas, Castle Hill and North, where there's a lot of new growth. You know, the train lines out there. WA, there's some vacancies over in WA. So pretty much everywhere. Queensland's just booming at the moment.
Yep.
I think the last 4 stores we've sold have all been in Queensland.
Everyone's moving up to Queensland, that's why.
Yeah, I can see why. It's a beautiful place. Gold Coast, we're on the Gold Coast. But ideally, I'd like to really focus on New South Wales and Victoria.
And just to have people a bit of an idea, what's a rough sort of entry cost of your franchise to give people an idea of investment?
People are very shocked
prices?
when they hear this, in a good way. So you can generally get into an MBE store, depending on the size and the offering, for anywhere between sort of 120 and 150,000, and that includes the franchise fee, the fit out.
Yeah, that is less than I would have thought.
Yeah. Now, everyone asks me about the equipment. Obviously, we've got a $60,000 printer in there. You lease that machine.
Yeah.
You can purchase it if you like, but the deals that we've got with your likes of Konica Minolta and Fuji Xerox, they lease it over a 5-year period, and it's leased to own. So at the end of that period, you own it anyway, and you're building yourself an asset.
Excellent. All right, I think we're all very much aware of what the MBE business model is now then.
Absolutely.
Thanks very much for joining us, Clayton.
No worries. Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you. That's it, another one for the Franchise Everything podcast. I hope you enjoyed that with Clayton at MBE. Please like, share, subscribe, all that sort of thing to get more information out to the marketplace about all sorts of businesses on offer. And we will catch you in the next one soon.